After 6 years of marriage, Jake felt bored and wanted to separate temporarily to recapture that first love spark. He chose Emily. I chose his best friend Ryan. We said goodnight over the phone only to meet at the same hotel later. I was just taking Emily back, she's wasted. I explained, gesturing at Ryan who was pretending to sway. Your buddy here needed looking after too. The air froze until Ryan drawled. For's a crowd? We could split the room cost. Jake turned chartreuse. 3 months later, Jake ended things with Emily, declaring he wanted to focus on family and have a child. Ryan answered my phone, bit tied up here. She's been pregnant for 3 hours? That night I called Jake. Coming home? We agreed on 3 months separation. Getting impatient? The therapist said this distance would help our marriage. Be patient. Okay? Fine. Where are you tonight? Celebrating Ryan's birthday. You remember him. My breath hitched. He'd forgotten today was my birthday too. Good night, babe. Sweet dreams. The phone clicked. Fingers suddenly gripped my waist from behind. Do we continue, sis? I blinked at the half-dressed man beneath me, rumpled shirt. Jeans around his thighs. Cheeks flushed. It's your birthday today? Ryan barked laughter. Apparently. Your husband loves me so much he's giving me 2 birthdays this year. The truth hit us both 6 months ago during our last fight. Jake had used the same excuse to disappear overnight. Ryan sat up, lighting a cigarette, glancing meaningfully downward. Now what? I ordered takeout. Where I'm from. He yanked his jeans up angrily. We eat delivery fully clothed. The doorbell rang. Ryan examined the pharmacy bag containing a single small box. This your idea of takeout? Gotta be naked for this particular meal. I shrugged. He crushed his cigarette, lifted me like I weighed nothing despite his earlier drunken clumsiness, and kicked the door shut with his foot. We crashed onto the couch, his mouth trailing fire up my neck. Did he ever kiss you here? He growled against my shoulder. Who? His teeth grazed the exact spot Jake's wedding ring had left its mark last year. The phone started vibrating, Jake's caller ID flashing as Ryan's hand slid under my skirt. I answered breathlessly. Yes. Honey? Are you exercising? Jake sounded suspicious. Ryan bit my earlobe. Yoga. I gasped. Hot yoga. Keep it up. Jake said absently. You're sounding healthier already. The line went dead as Ryan's laugh vibrated against my skin. Still think separation's working for him? His phone buzzed with Jake's new text, frowny face bro. Keep an eye on Jane tonight. She seems off. Ryan showed me the screen. Wicked grin spreading. Should I tell him you're in excellent hands? My nails dug into his shoulders as he proved just how excellent. Somewhere across town, our oblivious spouses toasted to their fresh start, never noticing the matching bite marks we'd left on each other's collarbones last Christmas party. The same night Jake had first suggested needing space. Turned out 500 square feet of hotel space worked just fine. Him. Maybe. I drank quite a bit today too, wouldn't have dared to act this crazy without the alcohol. No idea which sentence pissed him off. The usually gentle Ryan bit my lip. I whimpered in pain. He chuckled by my ear. Baby. I haven't even started yet. Can't handle it already? His words made my ears burn fiercely. His phone rang right then. When I saw Jake flash on the screen, my heart nearly stopped. He held my waist with one hand, reaching for the phone with the other. Don't answer. I grabbed the phone, trying to hang up, but accidentally hit accept. He smirked at me. Babe, you're such a tease. Like this? No. He swiped to answer anyway, putting it on speaker and placing it beside me. Ryan. Buddy. Need a favor. It was Jake's voice. As he spoke, I bit my lip, not daring to make a sound. If Jane calls, just say I'm with you. Hearing that, The last shred of hope in my heart died. Oh. Out playing again? Not afraid she'll divorce you? Ugh. Don't ask. The girl's clingy, wants round two. Jane wouldn't dare divorce me. She's more obedient than a dog. What about you? Ryan? Didn't take some girl to a hotel for your birthday tonight? Me? Ryan glanced at me, grinning wickedly. Then he thrust into me deliberately. She's eavesdropping? I hadn't expected that. Nearly sliding off his lap with a gasp. Jake on the line went. Oh. Won't keep you then. Man. Cool. Ryan hung up, his eyes glistening as he stared at me. Babe. You're hurting me. Huh? Where? Everywhere. If you don't kiss me, I'll feel like just your pawn. No. A pawn for both of you. That pitiful look was impossible to resist. Of course not. I kissed him first. No? Then you'll divorce him. Right? I didn't answer. He visibly darkened. I didn't get his sudden possessiveness. Tonight was my revenge. But to him, I was just another girl he'd slept with. Mutual using. Asking for more crossed the line. No answer. No round two. Wait, I tried to push up in pain. But he shoved me back down. As every sensation amplified, pain, regret, my composure shattered. I cried. He froze for a moment. Sorry. I lost control. Did I hurt you? I need to go back. You sleep with me then leave? What about me? You're a grown-up. You can sleep alone. Right? Fine, you asshole. Feeling flustered, I grabbed my things and fled the hotel. Jake returned Saturday morning. He picked me up for dinner at his parents' house. He'd been in good spirits throughout the drive, even updating his decade-old playlist with current trending songs. Why the sudden interest in this music? He hesitated. My assistant probably updated it. He switched back to the old tunes we used to listen to together. Why did you suddenly want me home last Wednesday? Missed me? A little. He still hadn't remembered my Wednesday birthday. See? The separation worked. We used to sit in silence for hours. My bitter laugh caught in my throat. As we approached his parents' house, a girlish voice floated through the doorway, eliciting elderly laughter from within. Jake! A high ponytailed girl dashed into the yard, throwing herself at Jake. Her eyes never left him, completely ignoring my presence. Why are you here? Jake frowned, glancing sideways at me. I studied the girl. So this was her? The one keeping Jake company these days. The reason for his improved mood. Pretty indeed. Grandma said they're making dumplings. I followed the smell. Emily chirped before finally noticing me. You must be the sister? Call her sister-in-law. Mind your manners. Jake glared. Sister-in-law sounds ancient. I'll stick with sister. Emily. 24. Granddaughter of Jake's grandfather's army buddy. Freshly graduated from UCLA. Hired at Jake's company. Only 4 years my junior. Yet her youthful energy made me feel a decade older. While wrapping dumplings in the kitchen, Emily hovered around me begging for lessons. Stop bothering your sister-in-law. Jake snapped, displeased by her proximity. Not allowed to bother her? Should I bother you instead? Jake? Get lost. Humph. I like sister better. Sister. Let's stick together. Their bickering almost made me start shipping them. Sister. How do you handle Jake's temper? He's such a tyrant. When I misspelled one word in the proposal, he dragged me to his office. Yelled for an hour. Even smacked my palm. You need to discipline him. The information overload left me speechless. I remembered how we'd met in college. I'd misspelled his name on an event plan. And he'd hounded me for 2 weeks. So strict. So intimidating. He'd once reduced me to tears. But after that incident, He'd always spoken gently around me. Our classmates used to say Jake became a different person around me. Completely tamed. Back then, he truly loved me. People can change. Jane, when are you and Jake going to start trying for kids? Grandma asked me. This had become her weekly ritual whenever we visited. We're working on it. This year for sure, Jake answered. A bowl clattered to the floor. Emily crouched to pick up the shards, nicking her finger. Sorry about the bowl. Oh, you're bleeding. Forget the damn bowl. Jake, take her upstairs to bandage that. The baby conversation died abruptly. Emily trailed after Jake like an eager puppy. Grandma leaned closer to me. Be honest now, is there something wrong with Jake, down there? How else could 6 years pass without a pregnancy? I nearly choked. His equipment worked fine as far as I knew, not that I'd had recent evidence. He hadn't touched me in 2 years. But that phone call, the second time, he'd sounded perfectly functional. If anyone was broken, it had to be me. He says I'm like family to him now. What kind of man feels guilty unzipping his own wife's jeans? Everything's fine. I lied. Good. These old bones need a great-grandbaby to spoil. After dinner, Jake offered to drive me home. Emily slid into the passenger seat before I could react. You don't mind if I touch up my lipstick, sis? She asked, already reapplying crimson layers. I stared. She'd already retouched that smudge when she came downstairs from Jake's room earlier. What garbage brand smeared so easily? I made mental note to avoid it. Enough. Jake barked. Get in back. God. So grumpy. Jane. Tell him not to be such a tyrant. Be nice. You'll make her cry. Emily pouted but moved. The drive became surreal. Jake kept asking about my week, meals eaten, errands run, future plans. Overly attentive. Whenever Emily tried interrupting, he shut her down hard. I nodded through his interrogation, mind whirling. Was this love? Or guilt? My thoughts kept drifting to Ryan's dirty whispers that night. Who knew bedroom talk could involve every family title from Big Brother to Auntie? No wonder his exes kept crawling back. The man deserved his 5-star reviews. Jane? Are you even listening? Jake's knuckles whitened on the wheel. What? Sorry. Did you say something? Aren't you going home? I've got a meeting. You don't have meetings on Sundays. The words escaped before I could stop them. His jaw tightened. This again? The tracking? The doctor said to stop obsessing. Focus on your own life instead of stalking mine through your secretary. The car filled with poisonous silence. Emily's perfume suddenly smelled like rotting orchids. He was on the verge of breaking down. I stood frozen as Emily remained in the car, too intimidated to intervene during our argument. I'm sorry. Your secretary sent me your schedule earlier this month. I deleted it. But I don't know how I memorized it. My voice trembled. I don't recognize myself anymore. These past 2 years, this constant paranoia. Every month I'd demand your secretary update me on your itinerary. If you missed my call outside scheduled work hours, I'd bombard your phone. Then we'd have these endless fights. I swallowed hard. Afterward, I'd realize how unreasonable I'd been, begging pathetically to reconcile. The therapist told me to stop monitoring you, no more tracking schedules or checking phones. I tried so hard. Deleted your calendar. Forced myself not to call or text. Stopped looking through your devices. But you keep disappearing for days. My nails dug into my palms. This meeting was scheduled last night. You wouldn't have known. Jake's voice softened. Go home and rest. I'll take you to the concert after work. Okay. Humiliation burned my cheeks as I hurriedly exited the car. My steps echoed through the parking garage until I reached the elevator. The phone in my hand buzzed with a new notification, except it wasn't mine. Jake's lock screen displayed "You're so annoying." Why didn't you use protection last night? Go get plan B. Time suspended as I stared at the glowing screen. My pulse roared in my ears when Jake returned for his forgotten phone. You look pale. Feeling sick? His casual demeanor confirmed he hadn't considered I might see the message. The passcode-protected device now felt like Pandora's box. Just low blood sugar. Probably. The lie slipped out smoothly. True to form. Glucose supplements and my former favorite honey citron tea arrived at my doorstep within the hour. Bitter laughter escaped me. He still remembered the drink I'd quit during my sugar detox years ago. Alone in my apartment. I opened my contacts. Ryan's profile photo, the same nocturnal black rectangle he'd always used, taunted me. My finger hovered before sending, "You awake?" A red exclamation mark mocked my screen. Blocked. Again. Unbelievable. My knuckles whitened around the phone. Jake won't touch me. The guy I hooked up with ghosts me after one night? Rage fueled my impulsive friend request to Ryan. Instant acceptance. Ryan, you awake? 3 days later and I'd be decomposing if I wasn't. The conversation flatlined. My thumbs hesitated. Ryan, why add me if you've got nothing to say? Why'd you delete me? Ryan, to avoid getting played by a bad woman twice. Oh. The word tasted like ash. Desperate to prolong the exchange. I typed, what are you doing now? Ryan, track day. Don't come. The finality of his message left me staring at the ceiling. The honey citron tea growing cold beside my untouched anti-anxiety meds. Hey. What are you doing here? I thought you refused to get divorced. I don't know either. I just wanted to do something to ease my anxiety. So I wouldn't keep imagining Jake and that Emily reapplying lipstick multiple times in his office. Why so quiet? You're really putting me in a tough spot here. Jake's my bro. We grew up together. If he finds out, I'm dead meat. Jane. Plus he's loaded and decent looking. Why are you two torturing me? But you're hotter than him. He immediately sent his location. Ugh. Fine. Come over. But we're keeping it platonic. Deal. I slipped into a sexy, form-fitting spaghetti strap dress and hailed a cab. The mountain wind whipped through the car window, snapping me back to reality. Regret flooded me. If he's racing with friends, wouldn't there be crowds? What if people recognize me? They might know Jake too. My internal panic peaked as we arrived. Ryan. Your girl's here. The shouting abruptly silenced the chaos. You're busy? I tried to retreat. He rose from the crowd, cradling his hand with puppy dog eyes. Jane, they got me. It hurts. Blood streaked his face and knuckles. What the hell? Stop. I'm calling the police. I positioned myself between Ryan and the thugs. Their stunned expressions mirrored mine. Don't. Ryan grabbed my phone. They're unreasonable. Let's bail. The gang looked equally bewildered. Oscar-worthy performance. Someone muttered. Ryan's glare silenced them instantly. At the hotel while tending his wounds, his intense gaze made me fidget. What? Just wondering, my timid little Jane actually stood up to those guys today. Weren't scared? Terrified. But I couldn't leave you. Aw. You care about me. Not exactly. His lips crashed against mine. Jane. I thought we were keeping it platonic. We can talk in bed. His mouth claimed mine again with desperate hunger. I kissed him back just as passionately. I even pulled out all the lipsticks from my bag to try them one by one, not understanding why I was acting so recklessly. What does lipstick taste like? I asked. Burns like hell. Almost killed me. Sis. He kept asking between his injuries. Feel good? If you're satisfied, promise you won't go back to him. Fine. The kid's stamina was insane, beaten half to death yet still going at it till midnight. We overslept. When I woke at 6 a.m., my phone showed dozens of missed calls from Jake. More than he'd called me all year. Ryan was still asleep. As I closed the door, I heard something smash inside. I took a cab home. While changing shoes, I spotted Jake slouched on the living room couch. He opened his eyes at the sound. "Where were you last night?" For the first time, I felt rattled. "Out on a date," I joked. His expression hardened. "Who'd want to date you?" "I know I've been busy lately, but there's no need to lie for attention." I stayed silent. "Busy?" "Busy hooking up with his second fling." "I checked with Lucy. She said you slept at her place." His voice softened. "Next time don't stay so late for movies. She's got a boyfriend now, crashing there isn't appropriate." I froze. Lucy was my best friend, my usual refuge after fights with Jake. I never thought he'd actually verify my story. Or that Lucy would cover for me. Part of me wanted the truth exposed. To finally tear off the mask and end this farce. But letting him off easy? No way. He gets to say he's bored and parade around with new girls while I suffer? Divorce? Never. We'll torture each other till the end. "Did you come straight here from the hotel this morning?" "Why so early?" "Hotel? What are you talking about?" He tensed. "I meant the office." "Right. Can't figure why a CEO needs all-nighters. Is the empire crumbling?" I forced a smile. "Mrs. Smith said you've been missing nights at home. Must be working overtime?" Jake and I lived separately, his downtown penthouse near the office. Worried he couldn't manage alone, I hired Mrs. Smith and delivered groceries myself. Every visit, she'd accidentally update me on his schedule. "You're tracking me again, Jane?" "We agreed to stop this." "I didn't ask." "Mrs. Smith brought it up when I dropped off your things." His jaw tightened with displeasure. "Do you know what? The more you act like this, the less interested I become. What man could get hard for an unreasonable lunatic?" I froze. "Then who would make you hard? Some young girl?" He froze too. "What nonsense are you spouting?" He pulled out concert tickets. "Last night's show. Waited for you all evening. Couldn't reach your phone. Had someone get tonight's tickets." "Idiot. Thanks. Was supposed to go with you, but I've got plans tonight." "Fine." He lied. Dressed so casually today clearly meant he'd planned to attend the concert with me. As for why he changed his mind, probably pissed Mrs. Smith revealed his whereabouts. "He's upset." Sure enough, Mrs. Smith told me he fired her right after he left. After he departed, I stared blankly at the tickets before snapping a photo to send Lucy. "Concert tonight. Coming? OMG. You finally text. Where were you last night?" Nearly died worrying. "The concert? Lucy and I went. She called me insane for staying out overnight without warning. When Jake called her, she almost had heart failure, terrified of slipping up." "Who were you really with last night?" "Ryan." "Ryan? Holy shit! Jake's wild playboy friend?" "Lucy thinks I've lost it. Messing with Ryan." "Is Jake fooling around again?" "Yeah." "Which number's this?" "Lost count." Lucy sighed. "No wonder you're acting crazy. You say he doesn't love me. Yet he dotes on me constantly. Brings me gifts from every business trip. Panics buying medicine if I sniffle. No one's cared for me like this except my parents. But why sleep around if he won't touch me? Pity. Worried about hurting you." Lucy stared. "You bought that bullshit? How long since he touched you?" "Over 2 years? Maybe." "Damn. Why not divorce then?" "I will. Just can't let him off easy. 10 years since freshman year. Proposed on graduation day calling me his angel. Feels like yesterday. Now I'm an unreasonable lunatic? Talk to him properly. He's busy. Everyone has an hour. And stop seeing Ryan." His family's connected everywhere. Could make girlfriends vanish. Couldn't focus at the concert. Kept thinking. Took out my phone to delete Ryan. Maybe he already removed me. Tested with a nudge. It worked. What? He instantly replied. Ms. Tapp. Bored? Thinking about my tool? Busy today. Not available. So cold. Wasn't planning to. All right. Let's just block each other then. I really don't have time today. Also, did you know being too thirsty isn't good for a girl's health? No idea. So, goodbye? Goodbye my ass. What the hell are you even doing right now? At a concert. Then keep waiting. Unbelievable. I didn't know what he meant by waiting, maybe deleting me? Whatever. I deleted him too. He's a notorious playboy. He's trash. And I'm no saint either. Perfect match. Mutually beneficial arrangement. Clean break. No strings attached. After thinking it over, I texted Jake, can you come home tonight? We need to talk. Whether it's divorce or continuing this farce. We need closure. Can't keep limping along like this. Fine. I'll pick you up. After the concert. I waited at the intersection. Just as Jake's car came into view. My phone buzzed. Jane. Turn around. I turned to see Ryan leaning against his sports bike. Backlit by streetlights. He grinned and started walking toward me. Didn't we just unfriend each other? Why the new friend request? He reached to ruffle my hair. I flinched away just as Jake's car pulled up beside us. Ryan's smile froze. Jake rolled down the window. Glaring. What are you doing here? Jake demanded. Ryan kept staring at me instead of answering. Why were you looking at me? He's picking me up. Lucy stood nearby looking utterly lost. Suddenly thrust into this drama. Since when do you two know each other? Jake frowned between them. We met by chance. Throughout this exchange, Ryan remained silent. His eyes locked on me. As I slid into Jake's passenger seat, I watched through the rearview mirror as he chain-smoked for what felt like hours. What's so interesting? Jake asked. Nothing. Tell Lucy to stay away from Ryan. She's got a boyfriend. And that creep's latest stunt? Apparently he's messing with some married woman. Married? Yeah. Said he's obsessed with someone who's technically wed but about to divorce. Asked me what he should do. My hands trembled. What did you tell him? What could I say? Don't get caught. Karma's biting his ass for all his games. I'd never checked Ryan's social media feeds. No point. But hearing Jake's words. I accepted Ryan's friend request and opened his profile. Just saw a post from 5 minutes ago. I can handle being fooled by 3 women. But I'll be damned if I let one woman trick me 3 times. Jake commented, buddy. Karma's a bitch. Huh? LOL. I was scrolling when a hand suddenly reached for my phone. Instinctively, I jerked it away. Need your phone for GPS. There's a storm ahead and traffic's gridlocked. He said. Jake stared at me. Amused. You're acting like you've got secrets in there. Weren't you the one preaching about mutual privacy? I'll navigate. I snapped. I opened my phone. Deleted Ryan's contact. Then lazily pulled up the map. Sitting in his passenger seat. It hit me, was this how Jake felt whenever I used to grab his phone? That panicky. Cold sweat dread? Even after deleting stuff. Having someone else handle your phone still feels like walking naked through a crowd. We never got to finish our talk. Halfway through, Jake took a call, dropped me home, and left again. Be back soon, he said. Sure. His version of soon meant stumbling in at 5 a.m. I'd fallen asleep waiting on the couch. When his keys jingled, I stirred awake. You wanted to discuss something last night? He asked, loosening his tie. Forgot. I mumbled. I hadn't forgotten. The moment had passed. And suddenly it all seemed pointless. He didn't press further. Just left for work again. Alone at noon. Lucy texted, "Ryan's lost his damn mind. Keeps asking when you're finally divorcing." "Eventually." I replied. "That's your takeaway? Dude's actively trying to wreck your marriage. Not much left to wreck." I typed. Then tossed the phone aside. Another weekend. Another obligatory visit to the Anderson family. Jake arrived early as always to pick me up. The house buzzed with unexpected chaos. I kept calm seeing Emily, but nearly choked when Ryan waltzed in. "What are you doing here?" Jake and I snapped in unison. "Charming." Ryan smirked, flopping onto the sofa. "Can't a guy visit his favorite power couple?" Jake side-eyed me. The air turned swamp thick. "Just here to check on you," Ryan said. And for a heart-stopping second I thought he meant me, until he clapped Jake's shoulder. "How'd that situation the other night pan out?" Jake shot him a death glare. Ryan raised innocent palms. "Scold me again, big bro, and I'll cry to Jane here." "Jane?" Jake massaged his temples. "She's your sister-in-law." "Oh right." Ryan turned to me. Wolfish. "Sister-in-law, mind if I add you on WeChat?" "Don't bother." Jake cut in. "She won't." When Jake stepped away to refill drinks, Ryan leaned close. Breath hot on my ear, "You look hotter when you're nervous." "Sister-in-law." "Sis." "Does he know we've kissed so much in private?" "You." "Ugh." "You deleted me again." Waking up to find you'd removed me, my world was crumbling. "Jane." I got goosebumps. I had no idea what he was up to. Then, during dinner, it became clear why Ryan was here. Turns out, Jake's grandfather had invited Emily and Ryan over to set them up, urging the rest of us to play matchmakers too. I nearly fainted. They're a good match, I guess. I managed, though I had nothing else to say. Whatever, if it's Ryan. Fine. I'll help Emily find someone better later. Jake clearly disagreed. "So, who exactly are you planning to set me up with?" Emily challenged Jake at the table, her voice trembling. My first thought, they'd fought. Oh, this was getting juicy. "There are plenty of single people at the company," Jake said flatly. "Does it have to be someone single?" Even Grandpa adjusted his glasses. Awkwardness thick in the air. "Stop staring and eat." "Jane," Ryan whispered, leaning close to slip me a peeled shrimp. "Ryan." "What the hell?" Jake snapped, still mid-argument with Emily but zeroing in on us. "Oops, forgot you're allergic to shrimp. Can't let it go to waste. You don't mind, right, sis?" I washed my hands. My jaw dropped. The guy had nerves of steel. "Thanks." I reached for it, but Jake snatched the shrimp and ate it himself. "You're allergic too. Genius." Ryan smirked. "Get lost. Stay in your lane." Jake growled, clearly in no mood. Ryan shrugged. Meanwhile, the grandparents kept pushing Emily and Ryan to spend more time together. "You've known each other since childhood, it'd be perfect." Grandma beamed. "Grandma, I already like someone," Emily said softly. "Grandpa, honestly, she's not my type either," Ryan added bluntly. "Then what is your type?" Grandpa pressed. Ryan glanced at me. I froze. "Married women. Like Jane, kind, loyal, madly in love with her husband. So inspiring." He'd barely saved himself. One more word, and Jake might have flipped the table. "And you, Emily? What's your ideal partner?" Grandma asked. Emily stared at Jake, then buried her face in her hands, tears falling. "I just went through a breakup. Never dating again. They'd broken up? My shock must have shown. Oh, sweetheart. Grandma patted her back. We didn't even get to meet him. What happened? Emily Taylor remained silent for a long time, as if steeling herself. He didn't want me to keep his child. After the abortion, we broke up. The entire dinner table fell into stunned silence. The atmosphere became unbearably awkward. Frankly, I'd lost my appetite too. She was pregnant. The baby was Jake's. What followed was Emily crying while the older relatives comforted her. Jake went out to smoke. Ryan kept glancing at me while I pretended to be absorbed in my phone. This dinner had turned into a minefield of revelations, each more explosive than the last. After the meal, Jake invited Ryan and some other friends to play basketball. I wanted to decline, but Emily insisted I accompany her for fresh air. Aren't you going to ask who he is? Emily challenged. You'll tell me when you're ready. Never mind. You wouldn't know him anyway. She studied me. What's it like being loved by Jake? The question almost made me laugh. How should I know? He doesn't love me. Don't overthink it. I just think you two look so perfect together. I wonder what it's like to commit to someone forever. Appearances can deceive. I met her gaze. Was it worth it? Terminating a pregnancy for someone who doesn't care about you? Jake's ruthless. Abandoning his own child like that. She deflected. I felt happy when I first learned about the pregnancy. He just can't keep this child right now. What's that supposed to mean? I sensed an underlying challenge. He's still married. His wife refuses to divorce him. Her tone turned clinical. You got pregnant with a married man's child? My laugh held no humor. But he hates his wife. He says she suffocates him. That I'm the only one who makes him feel alive. Her eyes shone with conviction. He loves me. We'll have another child when the time's right. My moral compass short-circuited. Since when did love and marriage become separate battlegrounds? Jane. She pressed. Don't you think clinging to a dead marriage is pathetic? I'd have divorced ages ago in your place. Her words might as well have been laser-targeted at me. If he truly loved you, why hasn't he divorced his wife to marry you? Especially now that you're pregnant? Her composure cracked, tears welling up. In that moment, exhaustion crashed over me like a tidal wave. Across the court, Jake kept glancing our way during the basketball game. The instant the game ended, he sprinted over. What were you discussing? Emily was sharing her plans to try for another baby with her boyfriend. My smile didn't reach my eyes. Jake shot Emily a warning glare, finally silencing her. Emily, there's documents in my car needing delivery to the office. After hesitant eye contact with me, Emily trailed Jake toward the parking lot. Jake, she attempted and embraced the moment they were alone. He pushed her away with cold finality. What did you all talk about? Jake Anderson demanded. Why are you nervous? I didn't tell her it was you. Emily Taylor pouted, her eyes glistening. What exactly are you trying to achieve? I want to come clean with her. I want her to divorce you. Emily clung to Jake again. Why should you support her? She's old and ugly. Still clinging to that position? Who do you think you are to speak about her? Jake suddenly gripped her throat. Try getting near her again and see if I don't send you back to the States. Emily froze mid-sob, then slowly rose on tiptoes to kiss him. Jake initially resisted before wrapping an arm around her waist. Why can't you behave? The next moment they were kissing passionately. Lips glistening. Stop watching. A hand covered my eyes from behind. Ryan Mitchell. His palm brushed my cheek, making me realize I was crying. Why the tears? His usual playful tone softened. Do you think I'm old and ugly? Sure. Jane. Ancient and hideous, yet still enough to wreck me. You're insane. He didn't mess with me? They're kissing. Shouldn't we do the same? He tilted his head. If I recall, you wanted to block me the other day? No kiss? Fine. As I turned to leave, he pulled me back. Let's call it even. His lips met mine without passion. Just gentle pressure absorbing my tears. Don't cry. He's not worth it. The kiss deepened until he nipped my lip resentfully. Why him? Jane? Why not me? Why shed tears for that bastard? That Jane stung more than it should've. What began as simple contact escalated until I took control. Ryan broke away breathlessly. Can you not be so reckless? He's right there. Afraid of him? I've imagined how satisfying it'd be if Jake walked in now. Afraid of him? I'm afraid of you. He pushed me away with a strained laugh. You're making this impossible. How am I supposed to play basketball now? Following his gaze downward, I flushed. The evidence was pronounced. He seemed easily aroused. Basketball? More like baseball. Keep provoking me and I'll take you to my car. You won't sleep at home tonight. Right. I was supposed to get drinks. I fled. Ryan sat on the planter, shooting me an aggrieved look. I resumed watching the game, mind drifting through memories, my first meeting with Jake. His confession. Our breakup. Ryan Mitchell's face kept popping into my mind, along with his half-teasing words from earlier. Jane. Why does it have to be him? Am I not good enough? That Jane he called me still made my chest ache. Before I could process it, Jake finished his basketball game and came over demanding water. He stood before me, water. Emily opened a bottle for him, but he ignored it, insisting I open one instead. As I handed him the bottle, he chugged it down in seconds. It reminded me of college days when I'd always attend his games. He'd only drink from bottles I opened. Everything felt like we'd rewound 10 years of marriage. Jake, I said suddenly, maybe we should get a divorce. What did you say? I said let's divorce. Better to free each other than watch love turn to chains. Instead of answering, he kissed me fiercely. I didn't resist. How long had it been since we last kissed? 3 or 4 years. We hadn't even shared bedsheets intimacy in ages. First he stopped wanting kisses, then stopped touching me altogether. Now that I mentioned divorce, suddenly he's passionate? His lips moved desperately like he wanted to fuse us together. But I remained detached. Over his shoulder, I saw Ryan watching us. His earlier words echoed, Jane. Why him? He walked toward us. Mind opening me some water? Dying of thirst here. Jake exploded before I could react. He hurled a basketball at Ryan's head. What the hell? Ryan? Are you fucking helpless? No one expected Ryan not to dodge. Blood trickled down his forehead. Just wanted water. This necessary? Chaos erupted, people restraining Jake, others bandaging Ryan, while Jake stormed off to smoke. Ryan locked eyes with me. It hurts. Jane. Use ice later. But I don't want you going home with him. He stood rooted until Jake dragged me away. In the car, suffocating silence pressed down until Jake rasped, no divorce. Jane. You can track my location. Check my phone. Demand daily reports. But no divorce. What's the point? He kept staring at the road, knuckles whitening on the wheel. Emily's tearful sprint replayed in my mind. 10 years flashed by, his graduation ceremony where he kissed me before the crowd. Our wedding day champagne toast. The night he came home reeking of another's perfume. At home, Jake clutched my wrist. I'll prove I can change. I shook free. You're 32, not 12. People don't change. His eyes reddened. You used to say you'd love me forever. That girl today, Emily. She's your latest? He froze. She's nothing. Then who was the perfume woman last year? The lingerie model from your office party? The redhead in your hotel elevator? His silence answered everything. Jake. Love has expiration dates. Ours passed long ago. He gripped the sofa until his fingertips turned white. I won't sign divorce papers. Then I'll sue. You know I can. Jane. He lunged to embrace me, but I dodged into our bedroom, locking the door. His fists pounded the wood. Open up. We need to talk. Through the door I stated coldly, lawyers will contact you tomorrow. The pounding stopped. 3 minutes later, his Porsche roared out of the driveway. I texted Ryan, frowny face, can you check on him? Don't want DUIs on my conscience. His reply came instantly, frowny face already following. Rest easy. Curling in bed, I stared at our wedding photo. The beaming girl in white seemed alien now. 10 years ago I'd believed love could move mountains. Now I understood mountains remain unmoved. And fools get buried in landslides. At 3 a.m., Ryan called, got him home safe. He's passed out drunk. Thanks. Jane. Remember our deal? When you're ready. I'm here. I hung up. Tears finally falling. The bedroom walls still smelled of Jake's cologne. Tomorrow I'd start packing. 10 years of memories could fit in 3 suitcases. Love reduced to luggage, how tragically poetic. I'll never divorce you in this lifetime. Jake refused to consider divorce. He moved back home, declaring our separation over. Not only that, he started hovering around me almost 24/7, even sharing the same bed. When his fingers tugged at my pajama buttons, I twisted away. What's wrong? Wasn't this your idea to have a baby? His lips brushed my neck, but I turned my face. I'm exhausted. I'll sleep in the guest room. The realization hit me like cold water. I couldn't stand his touch anymore. Even lying beside him felt suffocating. Ryan texted again, doesn't matter if you won't add me back. Just wanted to know you're okay. I'm fine. Please don't block me. I'll behave, I'll just look at your posts without liking or commenting. I won't bother you guys. My thumb hovered over the delete button, but something stopped me. Instead, I cleared our chat history. Who are you texting all day? Jake loomed in the doorway. You haven't said 2 words to me this week. No one. Then why the sudden divorce? You really don't know? Enlighten me. I'm bored. I'd rather check out the security guard at the gate than look at you. Happy now? He froze, gears visibly turning. That day you claimed to be at Lucy's, you weren't. Were you? Who is he? When he lunged for my phone, our struggle was laughably mismatched. Though I'd changed the passcode, he cracked it in 3 tries, still knowing me too well. I silently prayed Ryan wouldn't send anything incriminating, yet perversely hoped for a damning I miss you message to shove in Jake's face. He combed through every app, every contact, all familiar names. Nothing suspicious. Either you've scrubbed it clean or there's nothing to find. But if I discover who he is, know what you look like right now? What? A deranged lunatic. My own words boomeranged back. He flinched like I'd slapped him. Sorry. The apology came with my returned phone. Since when did you follow Ryan? Why? Can't remember. The tension deflated. Maybe Jake truly wanted reconciliation. For 7 days straight. He cooked dinner at 5 p.m. sharp, read beside me on the couch, and kept vigil at my bedside until I fell asleep, even when I locked my door. I stopped contacting Ryan. He probably thought I'd let him on. His daily social media posts confirmed it. Never forgiving her. Erasing her tomorrow. Lucy sent screenshots. Think he actually fell for you? I was a bit shocked, but figured it was just typical guy antics and didn't dwell on it. I probably wouldn't contact him again anyway. Yet despite swearing I'd never see Ryan again, I kept bumping into him everywhere: the breakfast diner, grocery store, even at traffic lights. Each time he looked straight through me like a stranger, no longer bothering with greetings. Rumor had it he'd cut his bleached tips and started working at his dad's company. Finally settling down. Good for him. With his looks and money, girls probably lined up around the block. I was just another forgettable blip in his privileged life. That weekend, my period cramps hit like a freight train. After hours of agony, I texted Jake, "You awake?" "Sleeping." "Night." I knocked on his apartment door anyway. Empty. Slumping against the hallway wall, I scrolled through my phone and froze at Emily's new post-midnight rendezvous with a sneaky shadow photo of Jake. It disappeared before I could zoom in. So Jake loved me by daylight and fucked others after tucking me in? As I exited the messaging app, Ryan's friend request popped up from days ago. "Deleted me again? Keep pushing and I'll hunt you down." I accepted. His latest post from 5 minutes ago screamed, "Who does she think she is?" Clearly for my benefit. I commented, "Can you call me a ride? Please." He instantly deleted it and reposted, "Who do I think I am?" Then DM'd, "Location?" Shaking too hard to type. I sent my GPS pin followed by a voice message, "Dying here." 15 minutes. Ryan's version of 15 turned out to be 10. He later bragged about running 5 red lights and nearly meeting his maker. At the ER, the doctor corrected, "Not crampsacute appendicitis. Surgery now." When they demanded family consent, I called Jake. Straight to voicemail. Goddamn that bastard Jake. Ryan's outburst startled me. He'd always been the soft-spoken type who whined about paper cuts. "Can't I sign? I'm her future family." His declaration left the staff bewildered. In the end, I signed my own consent forms. Ryan Mitchell had been waiting by the door the entire time. When I came out, his eyes were still red. He said he'd been thinking about what he'd do if I died. It's a routine surgery with almost zero mortality rate. Even the doctors think you're being ridiculous. He kept vigil until dawn when Jake finally sent a text. "What's up? Where were you last night?" I asked. "Business trip. But you promised no more trips. You wouldn't even look at me when I was home. Since you think I'm annoying and overbearing. I flew to the States for work. There's time difference here. We'll talk when I get back." I didn't reply. Appendicitis surgery only kept me hospitalized for a few days. Jake never showed up. Not even a text. Typical, he always disappears after our fights. Ryan took care of me the whole time. I usually love seeing you in bed, but watching you lie there pale as a ghost killed the mood. Don't get sick again, it's not a good look on you. Who looks good when they're sick? He pinched the bridge of his nose. Sometimes I really want to smack you. Despite his words, he fussed over me like a mother hen, washing my face, wiping sweat stains, even doing my laundry. After discharge, I refused to go home. That place made my skin crawl. Ryan offered his place, but I checked into a hotel instead, planning to stay for weeks. While unloading groceries that evening, Ryan kept eyeing something in the shopping bag before finally blurting out, "The doctor said rest." "Why'd you buy condoms?" The store had a $20 off coupon for purchases over $188. I grabbed them to meet the threshold force of habit. He nearly dropped the bag. "Only you, relax. I just needed filler items. You shouldn't even be thinking about that stuff right now. No strenuous activities." "I know. I mean it. If you try anything, I'll..." Watching his ears turn crimson was oddly entertaining. "I'm not some animal." The poor guy was clearly pent up, blush creeping down his neck. The real animal appeared as we joked. "You're being naive. Marriage isn't some game. You've got your whole life ahead, but I love you. The thought of you sleeping next to her makes me want to die. Why can't we get married?" "I'm already married." "How would that work?" "I don't care. Make it happen." That's when we saw them. Jake carrying Emily down the hotel corridor. We froze, caught in the worst possible timing as they walked straight toward us. I wasn't as heartbroken as I'd imagined, just more nervous than him. When Jake saw me, he immediately let go. Emily, who'd been drunkenly squirming in Jake's Princess Carrie moments earlier, suddenly found herself standing on the pavement. Our eyes met in silence so profound you could hear a pin drop. Jake spoke first. Emily had too much to drink. Obviously, I replied. But I couldn't just leave her passed out at the bar. His logic sounded impeccable. And you too. Ran into him on the street. Looked like some drunk rich kid collapsed by the curb. I shrugged. He's your frat brother. Couldn't exactly leave him for dead. Jake's expression darkened. For a full minute, nobody spoke. The calm surface barely concealed the riptide beneath his silent accusations warring with my reckless defiance. Ryan chose that moment to stumble dramatically. Thank God we found you guys. Hey. I'm checking a travel app. 2 rooms booked together gets $50 off if we hit $800. Wanna split the discount? You're insane. I bit back laughter watching Jake's face cycle through crimson rage, ashen shock, and finally deathly pallor. Ryan clutched his stomach. Gonna puke. He lurched toward our room, breaking the stalemate. Jake retreated to his own door without another word. The moment our door closed, Ryan pinned me against it. Kiss me, Jane. Not if you're gonna vomit in my mouth. Since when do you care? His breath warmed my neck. You've tasted worse. You're disgusting. He's right next door. Since when does that stop you? His lips crashed against mine with practiced precision. I daren't respond. Jake's proximity made every gasp treacherous. Yet within minutes, my knees buckled. Grocery bags spilling across the floor. You smell incredible, Ryan murmured against my collarbone. Don't want to leave anymore. Where would you go? To get my ass kicked. The casual admission chilled me. Before I could react, pounding shook the door. Lock this after me. His hand lingered in my hair before he strode toward certain doom. Jake's murderous glare filled the doorway. Took you long enough. What were you doing? No answer came. His eyes dropped to the scattered items, zeroing in on the condom wrapper. Fists flew before either could blink. You fucking bastard. That's my wife. Ryan took the punch square on the jaw without flinching. I moved to intervene, but he slammed the door shut with finality. Lock the door and stay inside. It's fine. Fine? His nose is bleeding. The 2 men were brawling outside until I called the police. At 3 a.m., all 4 of us got hauled to the station for statements. Jane Carter is Jake Anderson's wife. You took her to a hotel that's morally bankrupt. For something this serious, we could detain you. The officer lectured Ryan Mitchell. Morality was never my strong suit. The cops stared, speechless. Jake lunged again but got restrained. Eventually, Ryan's parents arrived. His mother shook her head at me. You're married. Yet you seduced my son? Have you no shame? I seduced her first. Smack. His father's slap sent Ryan sprawling again. When Jake's family arrived, they simply remarked to Emily Taylor, "My, you've grown. We remember you as a little girl." What started as an infidelity scandal had somehow turned into a family reunion. I almost laughed. I want a divorce. After mailing the papers, I never returned home. Jake agreed to sign on one condition: come for a farewell dinner. Let's part civilly. The Andersons had always treated me well. No need for ugliness now. One meal couldn't hurt. I realized something was wrong the moment I arrived. My parents and his relatives filled the lavishly decorated venue. What's this? I hissed. He stayed silent. With everyone watching, I couldn't make a scene. During dinner, his grandparents beamed out with it. Is this a pregnancy announcement? My parents looked confused. I'd kept the divorce plan secret to avoid mediation. Then Jake produced a ring box and knelt. Not a baby. Today marks our 10th anniversary. I want to propose again. The crowd erupted in awe. Jane, these 10 years, I've made mistakes. But I still love you. Will you marry me again? Say yes. How romantic. Cheers swelled. I stood there torn between anger and bitter amusement. But today isn't my birthday. Your ID says it is. I've been planning this for months. I've always celebrated my lunar calendar birthday. On the day I turned another year older. You claimed you were celebrating Ryan's birthday with him. Yet he wasn't even with you that day. Jake froze when confronted. So tell me, were you really with him? We've been together 10 years and you forgot my birthday. You say you love me, doesn't that sound ridiculous even to yourself? It wasn't the actual date. People use any excuse to celebrate nowadays. His parents interjected weakly. My own parents chimed in. Now, Jane, don't make a fuss about this. I couldn't swallow the bitterness anymore. The divorce papers had been served. And while Jake pretended to consider separation to placate me, he'd secretly mobilized relatives for emotional blackmail. 10 years. And I never saw this side of him. Don't ruin a good marriage. My mother-in-law pressed. We're counting on grandchildren this year. Someone else can give him children, he's the one refusing mine. I stared down the Andersons. The grandparents flushed but stayed silent, confirming they knew about Jake and Emily's entanglement. All they wanted was an heir, any wound would do. You're delusional. Jake snapped, unaware I knew about Emily's terminated pregnancy. You were with her on my birthday, dating right under my nose. Kissing. Her reapplying lipstick you'd smudged. At my appendectomy? You were comforting her. Promised to end it. Yet made out at basketball games. Swore to cut ties. Then rushed to her drunken hotel meltdowns. My voice broke. 10 years of mistakes you want me to forgive? Another decade and I'll be 40. I've got no love left to give. Slamming the papers down, I walked out, spotting Emily cowering nearby. I drenched her with red wine. Jane. Don't you dare say my name. The slap echoed. What gives a homewrecker the right to stand here? I may be the mistress. But I won. She sneered. Congratulations then. You can keep my leftovers. Filming her disheveled state. I posted, cheers to my husband's new concubine. Before leaving. Divorcing Jake proved unexpectedly smooth. I relocated. Found work. He transferred properties and company shares. Foolishly hoping to win me back. My fault entirely. I'll walk away with nothing if it means your happiness. Decades together count for something. I smiled coolly. Impress me. And who knows? Now Jake showers me with money. Daily bouquets. Designer bags. And deeds to new properties, each gift more desperate than the last. He thought a marriage certificate was just a piece of paper. And that our years of feelings didn't need that document. I kept accepting all his gifts. Then resold the bags. Sold the apartment. And threw away the flowers. He still texted me daily. I didn't block him but never replied. Watching his good morning and good night messages became darkly amusing. Ryan and I hadn't spoken in 2 months. Rumor said his father beat him severely before shipping him overseas. Seems like he'd been getting beaten since meeting me. Scrolling through Ryan's social media feed. The last post remained, "We'll forget her tomorrow." Days blurred until one evening. Avoiding home. I wandered subway lines and found myself in Ryan's neighborhood. I didn't know his exact address. Just the general area he'd mentioned. He wasn't even in the country. What was I doing here? At the intersection. Someone flicked my forehead. You're not here looking for me. Are you? Looking up at Ryan's towering frame felt surreal. We'd spent more time horizontal than vertical. I'd never properly registered his height. His bandaged head tilted down at me. Fancy meeting you here. My surprise was genuine. Actually looking for me? Yeah. I studied his fresh gauze. Another fight? Dad's handiwork. Why? And when Jake hit you last time, why didn't dodge? Here to lecture me. Jane? Checking if you're alive. 2 months later? His jaw tightened. Should've waited till my funeral. You wanted me here? No. He looked away. I'll go home then. The awkwardness of 60 silent days hung between us. His fingers brushed oozing bandages. Still bleeding. Hurts. Help me redress it? Fine. I followed him home without hesitation. The wound looked vicious. Couldn't fight back? He's stronger. Then why? Had to try. He sighed. Jake's been posting cooking experiments nightly. Good for him. Making your favorite dishes. I hear. Reconciliation going well? The bitterness surprised us both. Is this what you wanted? Then what can I do? My hand froze midair. I tell myself 800 times a day, you won't get divorced. You're just fooling around. I don't even have the right to be jealous. I'm falling apart. But even then, the moment you text, all my resolutions crumble. That day when you were dying in pain, I couldn't sign the consent form because I wasn't family. Do you know how devastated I was? Just go. I won't like you anymore. Jane. I'll get over it myself. He turned his face away, refusing to let me see. Seeing his cold shoulder, I took the hint. Fine. I'm leaving. Go ahead. Goodbye. Forever. I grabbed my bag and headed out. But paused at the door remembering he hadn't eaten. Want takeout? I asked. He muttered stubbornly. Yes. So I backtracked and ordered 2 fried rice combos. After eating silently at his place, I gathered the containers to leave. So you literally just came for the food? Well, I hadn't had dinner. What did you expect? He bristled. Watching his reaction, I ventured, want a kiss? His eyes widened. In your dreams. You kiss me then dump me, what am I? You're a plaything? You think I'll fall for your games again? So yes or no? Yes. He looked up pitifully, but you have to come here. I'm not moving. Fine. Within 2 minutes, he'd pinned me down. Ugh. Annoying. What? My possessive side's showing. Even if you stayed married, you'd still be mine. I'm already divorced. Seriously? Yeah. Why didn't you say so earlier? Say what? Kissing you felt morally wrong. Good thing I have no morals. Ryan! Not there. We messed around until midnight before he finally slept. His phone screen still glowed, a social media post, forgetting her tomorrow. 5 minutes ago. He'd commented beneath it, tomorrow. The day after tomorrow. All his brothers were laughing at him. All right. Ryan's fallen hard. Head over heels in love. They teased. Tomorrow and tomorrow again. Do you even believe your own act? Quit flaunting your relationship on social media with that pathetic look. Bro. If you got nothing to post, just don't. None of us singles here asked for this. 3 months post-divorce. Jake appeared calm. No more flowers. No designer bags. No desperate attempts to win me back. Rumor had it his family was arranging his engagement to Emily. A decade of love. Yet he moved on in days. 3 short months to walk away from our marriage. When Lucy asked how I felt about Jake's engagement to Emily, I admitted it wasn't indifference. Not hatred. But visceral disgust, like witnessing some tawdry affair from the sidelines. Another man's infidelity. Now just background noise in my life. The night before his engagement, Jake texted, "Aren't you going to send me a gift?" I left it on read. He called after dark. "Jane, I'm getting engaged tomorrow. Congrats." A pause. No more good morning texts. No taking care of you. You'll be okay? Nothing else to say? Nothing. Wait, his voice tightened. How did you find out about that birthday night I lied to you about Ryan? Did he tell you? Exhausted. I countered. Want to guess who was with Ryan that night? What? Confusion bled through the line. You chased after your junior. Why shouldn't I cozy up to your best friend? The dial tone screamed his rage. Ryan's phone blew up with calls he ignored. 2 hours later. Silence. Then drunken sobs crackled through my phone. Jane, I canceled everything. Can't marry anyone but you. Give me another chance. I'll cut ties with Emily, you end things with Ryan. We'll start over. Remember how badly you wanted kids? We'll have 2, one with your smile. One with my. Beneath me. Growing impatient. Ryan snatched the phone and hit speaker. Bad timing. She's 2 hours pregnant. The line died as Ryan bit my shoulder hard enough to make me gasp. Jake Anderson let out a roar-like scream from the other end of the phone. Ryan Mitchell. What the hell are you doing? Jane Carter. You too, he sputtered incoherently. Ryan. I'm going to kill you. My scalp crawled listening to this. But Ryan wouldn't let me hang up, claiming it was punishment. The louder Jake screamed, the rougher Ryan got with me. Don't you love this? Jane? He purred against my ear. Want to guess if he'll beg me through tears to go easier on you? You're sick. Ryan. Stop this. I surrender. Sick? His teeth grazed my collarbone. You smiled at him like that before. It's been driving me insane for years. His grip tightened. Divorced but still keeping his contact? Yet you deleted mine in seconds back then. I bit my lip, knowing any retort would only provoke him further. When he finally released my swollen lips, his warning came low and dangerous, push me again. And no second chances. Fine. Can we sleep now? After you say it. I love you. Good girl. His satisfied smirk reappeared. Love you too. Only then did he finally relent, slipping a diamond ring onto my finger and snapping a photo for social media with a caption mine. We slept till mid-afternoon. News came that Jake's wedding got cancelled. He showed up later with fresh bruises, plopping dramatically on my bed. That bastard Ryan. Jake sniffled, his usually sharp eyes red-rimmed. A faint scratch marred his cheek. He started it. I stormed out to confront Jake, only to find him hospitalized, face bandaged, arm in a cast. Did you fall? I deadpanned. Your homewrecker did this. Jake's muffled shout came through jaw wrappings. I turned to Ryan, who shrugged. Self-defense. Babe. Not my fault, he's always been shit at fighting. Liar. Jake's monitor beeped faster. He's been beating me since we were kids. Master manipulator. You fell for his act just like I did. Ryan nuzzled my neck. Don't listen to him. Jane. See? Con artist. Jake wheezed. Planned this whole seduction. My face hurts so bad. Oddly, when Ryan whined about pain, I wanted to comfort him. Jake's complaints just grated. Maybe stop picking fights you can't win? I snapped, dragging Ryan away by his unscathed hand. Ryan pulled out his phone and handed it to Jake. What's this? Don't you still have one working hand? Ryan flipped open the camera and shoved the device into Jake's grasp. I didn't come empty-handed. Take our picture. Before I could react, Ryan grabbed me and planted a kiss on my cheek. He made us pose through multiple angles before finally satisfied. After reviewing the shots, he deliberately chose a photo showcasing our matching rings and posted it online with the caption, "Thanks to my ex for playing photographer. Living my best life now." The entire spectacle left both Jake and me speechless. Ryan was already leading me out by the hand while Jake remained frozen in his hospital bed. We'd nearly reached the parking lot when enraged screams erupted behind us, followed by the grotesque sound of bandaged limbs scraping across linoleum as Jake attempted pursuit. During the drive home, Ryan's thumb traced circles on my palm. Jane, he murmured, I don't want your next decade. When I raised an eyebrow, he continued, I'm planning to live to 80. Those remaining 56 years, they're all yours if you'll have them. What's the difference? The power dynamic shifts. He grinned wolfishly. You'd hold all the cards. I'd surrender completely to your whims. My lips twitched. Even at night? Hey now. Ryan feigned offense. A man's got to maintain some dignity. Certain nocturnal activities require traditional roles. I remained silent, watching streetlights flicker across his determined profile. Fine. He relented after 3 blocks. You take the first half of the night. I'll claim the latter. Deal? Starting now? Ryan glanced at the dashboard clock flashing 8:17 p.m. With a growl that vibrated through the steering wheel, he hit the gas. Your funeral, sweetheart. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.